Hi, welcome to Tea Time at the Movies. I'm your host, Tea Time. Got a great show for you guys this week. I got 4 reviews for you. We got Naked Gun, the new comedy, The Bad Guys Part 2, or The Bad Guys 2, it's the second part. The cartoon, Together, kind of a horror, and Oh Hi, maybe also a horror. We'll talk about it. How was your week? Did you guys see any of these Fantastic Four or Superman? Not much to see there, right? Am I right? And this week on Tea Time at the Movies, we got a titty alert. 2 of these movies have titties in them. May not be the ones you think. Maybe the one with Pam Anderson. I don't know. We'll talk about it here in a second. Let's see here. Let's get right to it, to the reviews. Let's do it. Naked Gun. Let me pull up the banner here. Boom. The Naked Gun. From director Akiva Schaffer. He seemed to be from the Lonely Island Boys. A lot of credits on those movies. There are 6 writers listed for this. 3 like current writers, it seemed, and then 3 from the previous works that this, or the movies that this movie was based on. So no one of note of the writers. It's obviously a kind of a wacky comedy, starring Liam Neeson as Frank Drebin Jr., Pam Anderson as Beth, Paul Walter Hauser as Ed, and Danny Houston, the villain in this, plays Richard. The plot of the movie is the villain, Danny Houston, has a plot device. It's literally called a plot device that, when it's activated, it sends out like a wavelength or some sort of pulse to people, and it makes them go crazy. Kind of the same storyline as the Sam Jackson Kingsman movie from long when he was the villain. That was kind of the same plot. So nothing new here. The comedy is great. If you loved, the ones from the 80s and 90s, the Naked Gun, all the sequels, and Airplane, that type of humor, this was in lockstep with that. Tons of jokes from the trailers that were ruined, but there was also jokes throughout the movie that I won't ruin for you, but there's definitely more there during the movie. Liam Neeson does a fantastic job. He was hilarious. Pam Anderson was great. Paul Walter Hauser, he's in everything now. Fantastic Four, he's the fat Mr. Fantastic who plays he's in everything as well, but no one's complaining about him. Everyone's complaining about Mr. Fantastic being in everything. Tons of other characters pop in and out. No need to go over them. This movie's PG-13. Any offensive humor, don't bring your kids, but nothing you haven't seen before. A lot of play on words, things like that. Same humor from the rest of them. This is definitely a go see. I would recommend seeing this in the movie unless you're easily offended. Then just skip this one. All right, up next we got The Bad Guys 2 from director Pierre Perifel and J.P. Sands, co-directors here. It looks like they directed it with Yoni Brenner was another writer credited. He did Rio, Ice Age, some Ice Age movies. And he did The Bad Guys Part 1, so it seems like they're all teamed up here again. This movie's an hour 44 minutes. It really moves. It really doesn't let you stop to think about the plot too much. It's PG. Nothing really offensive here. The humor's pretty safe. The directing is pretty good. The animation is very good, I'd say. And it was based on some sort of books from Aaron Blabey, maybe some children's books. This is kind of wacky world. The animals are actually like humans, but they're in the human world, but they can walk, they talk. There's a shark on land. Don't think about it too much. The cast, good voice work in this. I had to look up afterwards who everyone was, because they kind of just delved into the characters. Sam Rockwell plays the wolf. Mark Maron, the snake. Craig Robinson, the land shark. Anthony Ramos plays the piranha. Aquafina is the tarantula. I kind of recognize her. Zazani Beats plays Diane. I didn't recognize that. I had to look it up afterwards because we don't use our phones during the movies. And Danielle Brooks plays Kitty. She was a good villain. She plays the villain in this. It was good. Overall, good direction, good pacing. Hour 44, maybe it was a little too long, but it's a wacky cartoon. There's a beginning, middle, end. Obviously, anything you expect. This was definitely a T go see. In the line with many of the cartoons recently. Maybe not Elio, but this was definitely a good movie. The plot, if you care about the plot, they're heists. They're animals that steal things. The plot isn't offensive at all. I mean, it's just an easy plot to follow. The good voice work, good jokes, good comedy. This definitely does work. Overall, I definitely go see it. T go see. All right. Next up here, we got Together. This is rated R. They got to restrict who sees this type of movie. Because this is a run time of an hour 42 minutes from writer Michael Shanks. I didn't really recognize any of his credits, but nothing too big. The cast is Dave Franco and Alison Brie. They're actually married in real life. You probably know that. Dave Franco plays Tim. Alison Brie plays Millie. And they live in the city. Things aren't really going great. In the beginning scene, Millie actually, they have like a gathering because they're leaving to go to the country. And Millie kind of proposes to Dave at the beginning in front of all their friends, as a goodbye. And he kind of hesitates, doesn't say yes. It is pretty awkward. But they still move to the country together. What could go wrong? Kind of sci-fi elements. Overall, this was well shot. It was good pacing, good tension building, kind of weirdness going on with some supernatural. It's not really explained whether it's like religious or supernatural. There's some, they're like drawn together, and when they like touch, their skin kind of like bonds together, and it's really hard to get apart. I won't spoil anything. There's not too much gruesomeness or anything. It's even pretty low budget because the story's pretty low budget. Overall, this was no thanks, not for me. The story was lacking. It doesn't really, I mean, it does go somewhere, but it didn't need to take an hour 42 for this to tell this story. Way too long. Real boring. The character work was pretty, I mean, the acting was good. Everything was good about it except the story. If it's a low budget, I don't know. Explain it away. Is it supernatural? Is there some sort of fungus attracting them to each other? What is the resolution to that? Doesn't really get into it. Spoiler here, if you really want to know how it ends, they finally like resist the urge to not be attracted to one another, and they like literally like they form together in their skin and everything, and then at the end they form like a trans person because they open the door of the house they're living in, and it's like half Alison Brie, half Dave Franco merged together with like a little mustache. It was, how do you explain it? Like the police wouldn't come calling for missing people. You explain how would you explain this? Didn't make sense. Wasn't good. Skip it. Together, no thanks, not for me or you. All right. Last up, we have Oh Hi. Hour 35, rated R. We got to restrict people who sees these because these are bad movies. At hour 35, it felt like 2 hours. I felt like it was 2.5 hours. The plot is, let's get for the director. It's writer-director Sophie Brooks. She wrote or directed one of them, The Boy Downstairs. Felt like that movie. This one a little bit, a lot of tension. That movie was not believable. Didn't seem like the two main characters liked each other. Molly Gordon's also credited as a writer, probably because a lot of this movie was maybe improv. It seemed like the cast is Molly Gordon. She plays Iris. Logan Lerman, Percy Jackson, if you will, plays Isaac. Geraldine Viswanathan plays Max. She was very good. She's good in everything I've seen her in. John Reynolds plays Kenny, and David Cross is in this movie for some reason as Steve. Maybe he's a producer. I don't know. The plot. So Molly and Logan are dating. She thinks it's more about it, and they get into a position where she locks him up or handcuffs him in the like in a sex position and he can't get out. Kind of turns into a fight. Then overnight, she leaves him locked up. Then it kind of escalates from there, and she just leaves him locked up. Then her friend comes. It escalated, but not like in an interesting way or a believable way. It seemed like they were just kind of making it up as they went along. If you have someone locked up more than 24 hours and, let him go, or that's a crime, as he brings up, and then it just gets wackier. Like her friend and her boyfriend come, and the boyfriend of her friend, Max, and Kenny come, right? Why would Kenny just leave this? And there's plenty of scenes where they're alone together. Like, just because he's dating Max, that's not a believable reason why you would leave someone locked up like that. It was shot very well. Pacing was good. Good acting. Just spent zero money on the plot, I guess. They all improv it as they're going along. You do see Molly Gordon's breasts in this. They are fabulous. They're big. Could have seen them a lot more. They just, one scene, but she was in her underwear a lot. The other one, together, Alison Brie, you see her breasts at the end, kind of a little bit. But not Pam Anderson. Out of all these actresses, you would have thought Pam Anderson for the titty time. No, it was Molly Gordon. And who was the other one? I just said it. Alison Brie. They're both beautiful. Both Jewish, I believe. The Jews are willing to show it. So, 4 movies for you this weekend. Naked Gun, go see. The Bad Guys Part 2, go see. Together, Oh Hi. You can skip those. Nothing will really offend you in The Bad Guys. Naked Gun, if you're lightly offended, don't see it. But it was funny. If you want to turn your brain off for an hour and a half, Bad Guys 2, Naked Gun are the T-go-sees for this weekend. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I'll see you next week. Remember, T stands for truth. All right. See you next time.